All right. Good afternoon, everybody. USA Vice Forecaster JD Rapp with you. In the Breaking Weather Center, we're just going to give you a follow-up update right now. Today is January 1st, 2021, and I'm taping this at 12:46 this afternoon. We're talking about the potentially of freezing. Hold on. This afternoon. Hold on. All right. The reason why we came on today I'm just going to give you a quick update on this potentially ice storm that we've been dealing with from the last couple 24 hours. But we got one report out here, and this would be in Missouri. This is out here in Missouri here. One report coming in Kansas. Pictures of several 12-inch crushed diameter trees tops branches snapped from the ice, leading to freezing rain, and that's 1.5 inches of freezing rain. So almost a half inch of freezing rain out there in Kansas. So technically, that's why we're getting a lot of power outages. Then we're starting to get maybe 1/2 inch of snow down here in different areas. Just looking at all the numbers, 2 inches, 3 inches in some places. So 3 inches of snow has been down here the biggest thing. But you in Oklahoma, just take a look at this. We're starting to get 6 inches from different areas. Just looking through down here in Oklahoma. Let's see, we got somebody live with us.
Yeah.
Isaac, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I started our coverage a little bit early because we have a few reports. We've gotten some reports about over here in Kansas. Look at this, Isaac. Pictures of several 12-inch tree diameters top.
12-inch tree
which has
diameter.
been broke down, leading to freezing rain.
There's a little bit higher ice accretion as you head into Missouri, but that's also combined with, we're also combining that. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of melting here. I mean, earlier you can see some droplets here. Our temperature is like right around freezing, slightly over that. And looks like it's starting to melt on the pavement too, which I'm quite surprised. I mean, the freezing rain, we've had some freezing rain. It ended earlier in the morning. We've had some got a little earlier in the morning. We didn't end up getting as much as a half inch, but look at the power lines there. We're very fortunate to have power. You can see that we're clear of like tree branches obstructing. I mean, but you can see just looking at the trees up there, they are kind of sagging down because of the ice accretion. But as the ice is kind of melting, it's going to put less strain on the trees.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I mean, but still, for some areas that are still experiencing freezing temperatures, uh, the roadways, we're not fully out of the woods. The ice storm warning is still in effect
No,
until
we're
6
not yet.
o'clock p.m. because of the strong winds and the potential for falling tree branches with the ice storm. It doesn't mean precipitation will continue consistently throughout 6 o'clock, but we do have a little bit of precip that was developing to the south and west of us. You can see over Missouri, but looks like looks like
Now I'm getting your more reports, Isaac. I hate to pause here. We got an in again.
yes.
I guess freezing rain reported 0.5 up here. This would be
I
in
would presume that's about a half
New
inch report
Carbon
if
Hill.
that's the contour it's using on the LSR icon.
Yeah. So definitely,
Okay.
if you still, folks, if you are seeing tree branches, I wouldn't maybe stay away from the windows also too, Isaac, right?
Well, yeah, of course, some areas like JD has mentioned have experienced some larger tree branches. Like you can, especially further west. Those particular areas from like central Illinois, even towards Grundy County. Some local storm reports coming out of the south suburbs of Chicago as well. They expanded the ice storm warning areas a little bit further north because there's been a gradual disconsensus with the specific track of the highest amounts with the models. But I will say that initial guidance did favor at least a potential for at least a quarter-inch ice down here. Looks like a little bit less than that. But yeah, looks like
Even a
we're
quarter of an
still
inch of
concerned about
ice
the
is enough
strong
to start
winds.
breaking tree branches. So definitely be aware. When we have a situation like this, you want to have a weather radio just in case you would lose power because the
Well,
power company ain't want to come out here until all this stuff passes through. I'm going to read all right, we got one report up here. Looks like in Bloomington, Illinois, starting to get
Bloomington, yes.
large tree branches down. This is an old report from that was earlier today.
Yeah,
So
that
this tells you
was
when we start having
any
large tree branches.
when you see local storm reports on the GR Level 3 software, again, those are reports that came in within the past hour. They could be delayed reports. I will point that out. But even though precip has ended, for the most part, for us around I 74 points south, looks like the heaviest freezing rain is still tracking towards much of the I 80 corridor. We have what looked like sleet and snow points towards Rockford and to McHenry, Northern Lake County. You can just see on that radar image. But also, I will point out a lot of that freezing rain is there's some freezing rain that has also extended into sections of northwest and north central parts of Indiana as well. And looks like a lot of that is changing over to rain, and because the surface temperatures are increasing. I will point out that my window has a lot of ice on. Had a lot of ice on it this morning, but it is actually starting to melt. Um, so I kind of left my garage door open a bit. My door was completely frozen over, but now it's melting and whatnot. So the surface temperatures are going up,
All right, we
and
got
it looks
four.
like the
All
roads.
right,
Yeah.
4 hours ago, uh, total ice accumulation is at 0.25. That
0.25.
was
So
at one of the airports
that
up here.
equates to a quarter inch.
Yeah, that's just like I'm saying. These trees could go down. We start up here at St. Joseph County in Indiana. Looks like we're starting to see a tenth of an inch of ice. Yeah, just it's freezing drizzle is still enough to cause slip conditions, right?
Yes, I mean, where we're seeing like areas further east, looks like that's not tapping in as much moisture or advection with this overall. So, I mean, technically, the heaviest precip is around the I-80 corridor. So, I mean, for us around I-74 and points in central Illinois extending into south or to central Indiana as well. I mean, the surface temperatures are right around freezing, maybe a few degrees more than that now. So, I mean, we're fortunate. Looks like the
Yeah. All
surface
right. Another
is
report coming in. Another report. Several small limbs broken.
several tree limbs are broken. Sorry, I didn't get that all the way.
No, I mean, no, I said several small limbs broken.
Several small limbs broken. Okay. Yeah, never too surprised. I mean, I'm looking at these tree branches. They're kind of sagging down across the street. I mean, that was the case earlier today. We're pretty fortunate. We haven't. I haven't seen as many like limbs blown down or anything like that. But I mean, we've actually had some
But like, here's
upgrades
another thing,
done by
Isaac. What's going to concern me?
the power company
Never
here
drive
locally.
your car and never walk through down power lines, right?
Yes,
Never
if
walk
you,
through down power lines.
yeah, I mean, even you don't know if the wires are still live. You're going to want to keep a safe distance away from them. Even getting close to them, like there's still ground. There's a path to ground, and it may still conduct on some surfaces, even in water. It may be hard to see things like that. So I mean, definitely, it's if you. I mean, I've looked at poweroutage.us. I don't know if this is updated, but I can I'll go ahead and look at that and see what information I can give you. But I mean, parts of I mean anywhere from about I believe a reporting 15,000 customers approximately without power. um, I'm just going off by this doesn't track all the electric customers in the state, but looks like just looking at state outages, out of 5,704,159 customers tracked, 13,578 are without power. Looks like a majority of the outages are from Adams County, Brown County, Morgan County, um, or that's yeah, Morgan County, Mason County, Logan County, Tazewell County, Woodford County. Yeah, it looks like Tazewell County. Looks like we have at least.
Well, and there's been ice storms going out here, and looks like over here in Ohio too. I'm starting to show a tenth of an inch of ice. Looks like from 6 hours ago. We're starting to get 1.5, 1.0.5 inch. So that'd be almost a tenth of an inch, you think, in Ohio?
Yeah,
So please, folks, if you don't have to travel today, I mean, even temperatures are trying to warm up, do not travel, right? If you don't have to, right? You there, Isaac?
all right. What's the reports coming out of Ohio there?
Okay. Okay, there's this one over here showing 0.5 here in the
Yeah, it
six
looks
hour
like some areas have
ice.
picked up half an inch
Can
of
you see
ice.
that?
I'm not surprised here.
I'm not surprised either. I mean, so and even I looked at some of the numbers, Isaac. I looked at my phone. They're showing on the St. Louis site. I'm gonna switch gears just for a second and show everybody. We do have another system for tomorrow night to develop, right?
Yeah, we'll be tracking another disturbance here early part of next week. Um, we don't know the specifics whether there's like any threat for significant icing with this yet, but it does appear possible that midweek we'll be watching over sections of. You're right. I still got to check the
Here's the
guidance over the upcoming
well.
week, but
Here's what I was gonna show you
heavy
guys.
snow yet.
Look
What?
at here. We got snow today, but here we got a 30% chance tonight, and even Saturday. There's another chance tomorrow night for freezing rain. Looks like.
Yeah, I mean, particularly towards the southern Ohio Valley, this is going to be kind of the backside of this low. So, I mean, there will probably end up being a chance of course, you folks down in southern Illinois. We've been tracking the potential for freezing rain over the past couple of days. Looks like parts of southern Missouri, parts of southern Illinois as well. Looks like the threat for potentially a light glaze, maybe up to a tenth of inch of ice. Towards your guys' area.
But folks, remember, and a temp of ice can be pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, this at least a few hundredths of an inch, nevertheless. So, I mean, you folks in southern Illinois, particularly southern Ohio Valley, it looks like snow most will be most of your guys' issue heading into tonight. I believe we might pick up a little bit of light snow after 6 o'clock. We're not expecting significant snowfall accumulations here locally, but I mean, looks like you guys will be on the other leading edge of that trough where you get more Gulf moisture with that,
Yeah, that's good.
and that is gonna that we're gonna have to watch that activity closely from the Ozarks to the Ohio Valley. Um, I'm still not for certain that we're at the point where they'll need like ice storm warnings for that particular round.
Yeah, maybe weather advisories, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you're in that winter weather advisory from Paducah, right?
I was until it expired.
Oh, okay. So I
All
mean,
right,
I
just
know
got another
this is a
report
separate
coming in
round
now.
that's directed towards you guys.
Yeah, another just another report coming in. I forgot to pass along to you. Glaze of ice on tree branches again. Not surprising.
Yeah, another. Oh, that's in western parts of Pennsylvania. Looks like that round of freezing rain has exited the area. That's probably a delayed report as surface temperatures have increased there. So I mean, obviously that a lot of that warmer air that's concentrated further aloft is kind of we're warming that inversion and temperature inversion profiles kind of decreasing as the surface temperatures are increasing at the ground. So I mean, a lot of us that have expected freezing rain generally, now we're talking, especially you folks further east across the Ohio Valley, you guys are experiencing more rain than freezing rain because
Yeah,
freezing
just
rain is
north of
just
the.
basically rain that comes into contact with pavement or any
All right,
elevated horizontal surface that's below freezing, and that
here's
causes
another report, Isaac. King Keys, Illinois. Ice
Kankakee
accumulation total up to 0.28.
0.28. Okay, that's probably on a rain gauge, or they I still got to get a measurement here, but I'm out. I'm pretty much out of luck here because everything's starting to melt.
And that's a good
Yeah,
thing, I
at
guess, because
least
nobody loves ice.
yeah. Okay. That's probably because the siding of the house is kind of increasing. I still got to check the downspouts.
Well,
But yeah,
Pennsylvania going to get any ice?
I mean, looks like the threat of significant icing is decreasing overall across uh, like eastern areas with this disturbance. A lot of that is changing over to rain, especially as you get closer to Lake Erie. That's where we probably still have some freezing rain concerns. Maybe a light glaze, few hundredths of an inch of ice at the very least. Um, if there's any like winter weather advisories up there, it's probably for a marginal chance of exceeding 1/10 of an inch in some areas.
Let me check and see. Yeah, there's winter weather advisories, even ice storm warnings also too.
Oh, okay. Does that
Isaac,
extend into?
we just had one tornado warning down. Isaac, we have a tornado warning now. We're gonna have to switch gears.
All right. Yeah, I mean this is the activity that's pushing through Georgia into South Carolina. Looks like we got a little bit of mesovorticity with that line. It's
Hold on, let me
we're
get the.
picking up a little bit of a rotating updraft with that cell down there. So I mean, a lot of that activity is
All
again
right, I'll
shear
read the text.
driven.
I'll read the text. I'll read the text to you. South Central Moore County and Central Georgia, South Central Epsom County and Central and Western Georgia, North Central Calhoun County and Central Georgia, North Central Tyler County and 30 Eastern Time. At 2:01, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was near Flick Mill or near Butler, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, so hazardous tornado. So if you're in the path of this, this is the time. This is the time to evacuate the trailers. You don't want to be in a mobile home right now, Isaac. I know they're pretty fun, but we don't want anybody in a mobile home right now, right? In this type
Yep,
of
I
event,
mean,
right?
looks like that's with that updraft, that mesovorticity, we're starting to get a little bit more low level shear with that. So I will point out, and again, as this line of storms does push through, a lot of what we're seeing is shear driven, like we've pointed out. Again, the safest place to be is again a site built structure. Again, at least away from windows and. If you're in a manufactured or mobile home, again, you want to be in something that's site built. Have the best place to be is a below or above ground storm shelter. Uh, Either that or a interior room, lowest floor. Like as a last resort, if you're in a mobile home and there's no site built place to take cover. Again, make sure you're properly secured to the foundation. Get interior room. Get away from the upper floors of your house. And again, as a last resort, again, ditch or ravine, any low lying area that's like even if there's a manhole or like a little under. Well, don't take cover under bridges or overpasses. Any um, so again, just follow your tornado precautions if you are in the
Yeah, and
path
that
of these
looks like it's
storms.
tightened up
They
a bit.
may, but yeah, what population centers are in the path of that warning there, JD?
Here, I'll just have you read it here. It's down here. Let's see. You mean the locations?
Well, yeah, what exact population centers? Because we'll be paying attention to these next few radar scans, and we'll be sure to pass along local storm reports coming out of that. But again, we're
All
more
right,
concerned about the broad
all right.
scale
I'll just
weather.
have you read it this time. I'll have you read it this time, okay? The locations.
Oh, okay. Let me. I can't. I'm using a cell phone here, so it'll take me a while. But it looks like. Okay. I mean, it looks like we have a couple of towns there in the path of that. Um.
And that really looks like a tight rotation there. So, like I said, if you're in the path of this tornado warning, this is the time you need to evacuate and seek shelter immediately. I mean, even this does not produce a tornado, Isaac. We can see some straight line winds with it. We've been talking about this the last couple of days of the shear we've been having, right?
Yeah. Right. A lot of that. We're not seeing as much like back level shear, but at the same time, there's still at least like a lot of vertical shear that's present there. Just what I'm seeing there. A lot of that. air that's like, I mean, just looking at the photographs and like how much, we still have a little bit of window for a little bit of surface driven in severity, but it's not broadly spread out. So we're not expecting a widespread tornado issue with this, but we may have a couple of storms that do form across sections of Georgia and the Carolinas that may pose given that low level shear, that vertical shear that's in place, that we were referencing these past few video streams, at least 40 to 50 knot shear, a low level shear that could be in place with some of these. Some of that air further aloft is mixing down with that rotating mesocyclone that could
Yeah,
be
and even this
forming
does
with that.
produce a yeah. Another thing, if even this storm would produce a brief tornado, it doesn't matter if it's F0, it still could cause damage. So you want to move to the lowest floor. I mean, and put many walls between you as possible, and make sure everybody in the house has a helmet. Right, that always helps. Isaac, a helmet, doesn't it? We know what it did in the Joplin tornado when you had all that helmet in you.
Right, right. Um, so again, like we pointed out, there will be a couple of storms. You can see those. You can see those outbound green velocities with this couplet here. Looks like yeah, we got something in the comments that's just yeah, we got that. Or yeah, we hold
Thank
on.
you, Jacob.
Yeah, appreciate that report, Jacob. If you can relay, Jacob, if you're hearing us, I would encourage you to relay some of the. Uh, we appreciate the warning text on there, but feel free to share that into the U.S. Severe Weather Network group. So we can be more engaging on that side. So for those of you guys joining us, our group side is more for engagement, for questions, and any concerns you have about any of these severe weather situations. So we can address that. We can address the timing, the concerns, and everything you may have. So we encourage you to join our group. Again, our page, you're joining us on USA Stormwatch. Group is called USA Severe Weather Network. So if any of you guys would like to join us, or just have any like-minded interest in weather, or just have any questions, anyone's welcome to join. We'd be happy to have you.
Right, it's the storm still looks like it's giving some pretty decent size of rotation. If the
Yeah,
storm doesn't
that
produce a
shear's been
tornado, you can see
increasing with
some
that.
street line. So
Yeah,
we
you
could be
had
dealing
that
with a
looped
possible
earlier.
tornado too. So
I will
definitely,
point out.
this is not going to be no outbreak.
Yeah, of course, and you can just tell by I saw you had it looped earlier. Looks like we've had a little bit of period of mixing within there. Those red colors, and you see that red next to green. That is intensified quite a bit just over the past couple of radar scans that you showed us. So I mean, there's a sign that if that is rapidly increasing by some degree, it's a sure sign that something tornadic might be evolving with that. So just definitely be careful. I mean, this could be a situation, any cell that does develop with the kind of a back downdraft, like something like this. Any of these cells may produce may spin up a tornado with little time to react. If and just be alert for warnings from the weather service, and have a communications plan in case you lose power. Again, have some non-perishable food, some water, and flashlights, extra batteries. It's good to keep your cell phone charged in case of an emergency.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
if you don't keep your phone charged, I mean, you would definitely lose power and not really want to have a way to receive warnings. This is not going to be a tornado outbreak like we had December 1st. We've been seeing worse events in the years, Isaac, haven't we?
yeah, definitely. So one of the many
This is
things
just one of these, but we
I'm
could.
personally fortunate about in 2020, we've learned a lot from the COVID-19 outbreak. or
Yep,
pandemic,
we have.
which is still a substantial problem, and even with vaccine distribution underway, there's a whole lot of other things to be to worry about in 2021 as well, because even a crummy year we've had, well, a lot of us had is behind us. We gotta we've had many of lessons learned from 2020, that we should definitely apply.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it's count your
I learned
blessings,
here,
and
Isaac. Here's what I learned in 2020. Here's what I learned. It's where when there's severe weather outbreaks, the shelters are not open. This is why we're trying to tell you ahead of time. You might have to find a different way to go because some of the shelters are not open. And
yeah,
like I
sure.
said, I used to live in a mobile home, and I don't anymore. But see, mobile homes are not going to be safe. They're fun to live in. Campers are fun to camp in, but they're not going to be safe in tornadic weather.
Yeah, correct. Again, it's good to have a communications plan, to be safe and any kind of large scale
To
disaster.
always practice your tornado. Here's another thing. You might want to. It's always good to practice your tornado safety plan, especially if you live in the deep south. I mean, I always practice mine in the spring and fall where to go at. It's always good when you have animals and stuff like that. Tell them where to go.
Yep. Um, Again, as we go into 2021, there could be a lot of ups and downs, like any year. Don't just um, don't just think it's all 2020. We're not out of the woods yet. I mean, like what my priest
No.
actually said this morning in his homily, or at the beginning of our church service mass this morning. These are leftovers of 2020. So I mean, there's a lot to be careful about as we go into a new year. It's a new opportunity. A lot of people are doing their New Year's resolutions too. So again, part of your New Year's resolution should also be to look after your safety of you and your family, and it's also good to update your family communications plan. There could be a lot of unknowns about any year, so just but it's also a new year of hope. We all gotta
Looks like this storm's giving me a little tight rotation. Let me take a look at you quick. This
yeah,
storm
that
is
low
like it's
level
tightened
shear.
up a little bit again.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a good increase you got there, a low level shear. We're gonna have to watch that fairly closely. I mean, we still have that back downdraft, with that mesocyclone. So something tight could be developing within there. So probably something
Yeah, so if you want
might
to shoot
spin up, and
that one, you need to be
they
shooting
might not
shelter
be able to
immediately.
tell you it's confirmed yet. So it'll be something to
Yeah, and
watch.
even 20, and I even try to, and I learned in 2020 this year, last year, is we've been getting, each year we learn more about tornadoes each year, Isaac. I mean, people out there taking pictures of them. We learn a lot about tornadoes, but we do not want anybody hurt. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, correct. Again, it's good to trust your meteorologists, trust those that work in public safety, and then that's another thing that everyone should be mindful of. Any time during the year, because and also children, listen to your parents. They'll know, um, and it's just we gotta be we got to be careful in in situations like these where
Yeah.
there are many unknowns, and uh,
And like I
those that
said,
work
though,
in public
Isaac,
safety,
we have
they just got.
can tornadoes can even blow up when we even don't have a enhanced risk or flight or any of that. It could pop up when it wants to. If you live in Alabama, Mississippi, you know if you live down here, you always get it. I mean,
Yeah, right.
so if you join me and Isaac about 1 o'clock, when we're doing ice storm coverage, but now we're up into tornado coverage. So if you're in Melanson or Norcoxon, or in this area, you need to be taking shelter. You're under a tornado warning. No confirmed report of a tornado on the ground. Have you had any reports yet, Isaac, of anything on the ground yet?
Well, obviously, nothing that you can confirm as debris. Looking at the dual pole signature there, the correlation coefficient, but still a very good low level updraft. And sometimes when you're looking at CC or dual pole, I mean, even if there's something that's developing, something could still be on the ground, and you're not really seeing a good debris signature on radar. So it really doesn't matter if you're seeing a debris signature or not. Something could still be on the ground, and it could, and debris isn't. Debris might not be lofted at a altitude where a radar can detect that. So I mean, so again, that's something to be careful about. And some of those scans are also pretty
Well,
old too, so it could be right over you and you don't even know it. So just be
yeah.
very
So this,
careful. That
yeah,
that
folks.
works.
If this tornado does not produce one, we could see some straight line wind damage where that could throw a tree through your window and it can uh, knock the air at you. So we definitely want you to take shelter. I mean, even this doesn't produce a tornado, just go to your safe area for a little bit. Let the storm blow over you. Then I think about 1:30 or 2 o'clock, it should be out of the area. So we're not talking about a tornado outbreak that's going to keep us on all day. But however, when we do tornadoes, we take it pretty seriously, right, Isaac?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that
Because
there's
we
definitely
know what they
still
can do. A
increase.
tornado
So
is a. I don't think we'll see any strong tornadoes, but this is the type of strong storm system is this potent that one little sail could produce a strong tornado. And yeah, look at that, it's starting to tide up a little bit again.
yeah, I think you switched to the Peachtree City radar. But yeah, just final look at that. I mean, you can see those outbound velocities with that. They're still very strong with that. It's being coupled. It's being coupled with a strong downdraft that could become a rear flank if it reaches the ground. It mixes in with that mesocyclone. So um, anything that is surface based, I mean, a tornado could develop at any time pretty much. So you're going to want to be very careful at tracking
The
that
safe
because
spot right now. I mean,
yeah, and there could be
yeah,
small
I
debris.
don't want
You never know.
anybody trying to travel right now with this tornado warning. Even this doesn't produce a tornado. Even straight line winds could turn up your car, right? Flip the car over, and it's probably not even up to the storm to pick you up. But even this is a radar indicated tornado, you can see some straight line winds back and throw a tree through your window, and that's not going to be good if the tree hits you. So, and sometimes we don't even know if this will be a tornado until afterwards. Then the survey people come out and say, "Well, it was a tornado." Then a tree hit you. Then you got a tornado that hit you too. So definitely, even a small one can be pretty scary. All right, it's moving at 40 miles per hour, Isaac. You still there? All right, we still got this tornado warning that goes in effect into around 1:30. Definitely, there's some signs of rotation. So please move to lowest floor. Get into your basement if you have one. Now this is moving. It's moving. It was moving at 40 miles per hour. So this is a tornado warning um, in place. So we definitely want to take this pretty seriously. First, right now, we're still in tornado coverage. Just going to pop up here for a minute, put the default button back on, and see if we have any more accumulation of ice since we're on here. We have a few, but those are old reports. But still, we're up this little these little cells, and this is what I get concerned about. The second wave today was going to be the biggest concern to me, is we have these little tornado warnings that are popping in. There's that little sheared couplet there, right there. So if you're in the path of this tornado warning, you need to be shaking shelter immediately. All right, I'm back. Hope everybody can hear me. If you're in the path of this tornado warning, you need to be shaking some shelter right now. It still runs in effect about 1:30. The text shows. All right, I'm back. Tornado warning continues a little bit. Still showing signs of rotation. So let me zoom in. So this goes in effect about 1:30 this afternoon. So if you in Cox, if you in Maso, or up here toward the north of the Coden area, you need to be shaking shelter now. This is a tornado warning that goes in effect into about 2:30 Eastern time and Central time to 1:30. So this tornado warning looks like a very tight circulation. We'll take a look at our little tool that we look for debris. We could be dealing with a brief tornado spin up. So this is the time you need to be shaking some shelter immediately, folks. This is a very tight rotation signature. If it tights up like this is how you get your tornado. So shake shelter immediately. Stay away from walls. Put many walls between you as possible. This is a tornado warning that goes in effect into about, looks like 2:30. So we've got a few more minutes on Eastern time on this storm, then it would expire. So right now, we'll take a look at these little spots here. They look fine, and don't look like they have any rotation with them. Now, that doesn't mean later on they will. This storm really just popped up when I was sitting here just doing ice storm event coverage, and this is what we're continuing to watch. It's just one tornado warning that runs in effect into 1:30 this afternoon. So right now, where we're on air, I'm going to switch here and go back to the Storm Prediction Center, see if they have a better solution. Thanks. And ice storm warnings continue up there. We're on the air because we have a tornado warning, and there's that low threat of severe weather today. That doesn't look good. All right, back to radar again. On our scans, take a look here. And yeah, goodness gracious. Starting to get some dark green, so that'll be almost 70 coming down to the surface. So definitely there is a pretty decent tight size of rotation. So if you're in this polygon, you need to be shaking some shelter immediately. Put many walls between you as possible right now. This is a tornado warning, and it goes in effect for another one more minute. Just reading anything coming in from the weather service. My friend Aaron said that works with me, a possible brief touchdown. Let me take a look at that right now. So let me back out closely, put our tools in, and I did take a look at that. Let me see. Hey, well, I don't know if it looks like it, but yeah, this could, like I said, it could produce a possible brief touchdown. So this is why me and my team always tell you, this is very tight rotation. So you still, anybody in this polygon needs to be shaking some shelter immediately. This is a tornado warning. All right, the tornado warning has got canceled. But we'll see if it gets reissued. We'll pop on right back on air with you. Just probably one of those little super sales that popped up. I got in the chat room. We had that one did produce a. I don't have nothing confirmed yet, but it should show a possible brief touchdown with that one storm. So that doesn't sound real good right now. Cameron did show the same thing also. So we'll continue to keep you updated today on the ice situation. If we continue to have freezing rain today, it continues all the way to the north with a bunch of power lines come down. By 4 o'clock, things should improve. Beware. We could have more storms develop to the deep south. We'll continue to keep you updated. For right now, in the USA. Right now, I'm USA Severe Weather Network. That was just probably a supercell about to form into a tornado. So we get those a lot. So we'll keep you updated. If we get another tornado warning today, we will interrupt. Right now, I'm going to send things back since we've been on since 45 minutes. So right now, I'm forecaster JD Rapp, vice forecaster.